There were high hopes when a South Sudan peace deal was announced last year, but fighting since January in Ye River State ended any optimism. These people were forced to leave their homes to survive.
The government forces arrived to Mokaya County, and they threatened the whole community or population with the gunshots. That was the first day. The second day, they began to loot the properties. They came and they opened the doors. Loot everything. Even they entered to the church.
More than 10,000 people have been displaced since January due to fighting between the government and armed groups who didn't sign the latest peace deal. The civil war started in 2013, 2 years after the country's independence from Sudan. It's estimated that at least 440,000 people have been killed, and a quarter of the country's 12 million population has been displaced as a result. Now, the UN Commission on Human Rights in South Sudan is saying the agreement has not delivered any immediate improvement, and no one's being held responsible. The Commission is naming 23 individuals who it says played major roles in crimes during the war. That's in addition to 52 army commanders it named last year.
The government has announced that it intends to set up a special court to deal with sexual violence, but this will be ordinary gender and sexual-based violence and not conflict-related sexual violence. And I think there's a huge distinction, because the one means that you're going to have to hold many of the military commanders accountable, and that's really where the Commission's aim is, which is to look at this question of command and superior responsibility, because our work is in preparation for the future hybrid court of South Sudan.
In the 200-page report, the Commission says crimes continue and that there is an increase in arbitrary detentions, torture, execution, and enforced disappearances, and that sexual violence, which previous reports had said was used as a weapon of war in the conflict, is on the rise. The Commission also said that South Sudan's oil income, which accounts for more than 90% of the country's economy, could be used to fund the war. South Sudan's government denies that.
Where is the war? The war is actually over. We have an agreement signed in Addis Ababa, which is actually being brokered by the IGAD countries. Definitely what we are getting, we are using it to pay salaries, that's one, and to also carry out the running of the government and the projects that are being carried out by the government.
South Sudan is the world's youngest nation. War crimes, and displacement have plagued it for most of its existence. This UN report suggests there are few signs this will change in the near future. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Juba.